What is up, hammers? Welcome back to the channel where the obsession continues. Today we are going to go over how to tune a bait cast reel. The reason why it's important, because it's the most important thing when you are casting. It doesn't matter how good your ability to cast is. If your reel is not tuned correctly, you will not be able to cast properly. And we're going to start with that bad boy right there. This is your tension knob. What you do, and I'll show you an illustration here in a minute, when you press this button, your thumb bar, that will determine how fast the spool spins, how fast the bait falls, how fast it goes out when you cast. The second important thing is the windage knob. This should be on your left side of your reel. This will dictate how fast the spool spins at the end of your cast, but right before your bait hits the water. So when you first start casting, if you're getting a backlash at the beginning, it's this knob right here, your tension knob. If you're getting a backlash at the end of your cast, it's that knob. So what you do is you start off with it fairly tight, keep going away from you, turn it away from you to tighten it, loosen it up by turning it towards you. And the same thing with your windage, turning it towards you to loosen it and turning it away from you to tighten it. So when you first tie your lure on, what you'll do is you'll tighten this up until it's just fairly snug. You'll see what I'm talking about. And then you hit your thumb bar. Your bait should not go anywhere. It should fall, but it shouldn't go anywhere because of this. This is so tight. What you do is you just barely loosen it up until your bait falls, hits the ground, and you don't get a backlash. Your line shouldn't go like that. It should be just as perfect as it was when you first hit the button. Now, that is where you start. That's your main tune. Now, when you go to cast it, all right, let me back up before you cast it. You want to put this one probably right in the middle. There's 10 notches on here, so put it around 4 or 5. Keeping this exactly the same. Turn this one to 5. Make a cast. If it didn't go very far, that's fine. Flip it back towards you. Make another cast. Flip it back towards you, make another cast. You should be able to throw it further and further and further every time you turn it back. And then once you get to the point where it starts to backlash at the end of your cast, you can either stop it there, or you can go forward with it one more click, and that should be perfect. And that's about it. I mean, like I said, if you don't tune your reels right, you're not gonna be able to cast correctly. You're gonna get very frustrated, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, I can't throw a bait caster." I call BS. I'm very close to teaching my 3-year-old daughter on how to do one of these. I'm gonna get her a little small one, and we're gonna work on it, because I think it's easier than a push button, because she can't push the button and hold it there. With this, she just has to put tension on the spool with her thumb. So I think she might get a little easier than a push button. But anyway, I hope this helps you all, where the obsession continues. See you on the water.